You can be good at English and still not sound professional at work, because office English is not just about grammar, it's about tone, it's about control and being trustworthy. Whatever you're going to learn in this video, I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll be like, oh, that sounds better. I can use that tomorrow. That's such a small change, but it sounds so professional. Yes, these are my targets for you through this video. I want to teach you professional English. Now, this is a topic that we don't very often cover, but is extremely important for your professional life and your career. Okay, so hear me out. I will not take much of your time, and you are going to actually upgrade yourself in your office in the way you communicate with the people you work with. And everything about your confidence is going to change after this one. Now, before I actually tell you what I have to tell you first about my story. How all of this started. Back in the day, when I was a little girl, or maybe, starting that time and then up to I was 23, 24, I remember being practically scared of people. I don't know, I can't relate with that person anymore because that's not me at all. I've entirely changed. But I don't know what was responsible for that, or maybe I was not putting in enough effort to change that about myself. I was not proud of the way I used to behave in public. I used to look like somebody who can be easily taken for granted, somebody who would not have opinions, somebody who can be walked all over and would not say anything. Yes, I came across as this person, that scared little sweet girl. Okay, I would not take that away from me. I was sweet, but I was not very confident. And in the times that we are in now, I think you will value being confident much over being sweet. Sweet and confidence can go along together. We don't want to be just sweet. We want to be confident. We want to be people who others can look up to, because I'm sure in your office you must have felt the need to be that person who wants to set milestone for others, stand out from the team, look like you're contributing more. I'm sure these are small goals that we all set in an environment where willingly or unwillingly we have to compete with our friends, with our peers. And it's something that you cannot blame yourself for. Like they say, blame the game and not the player. That's the case. So yes, that time I was that. This time I am not that. I have worked diligently on my communication skills. And the thing is that I have always said this, and I'll say that again. Speaking fluently in English is just a part of comm skills, okay? It's not entirely everything. There are so many other things that you have to still work on, even if you can speak fluently in English, because believe me, I have come across people who've been fluent in English. They were really nice to talk to, but they came across as arrogant or too confrontational or something probably they valued, but as a listener, I did not. As a person who was talking with them, I did not value. And communication skills is a lot of teamwork. It's a lot of, it's something that you do along with others, and you don't want to supersede others. You do not want to leave them behind in the race. That's not what comm skills is. Comm skills is taking everybody together, sharing empathy, making a bond, and being a team player. Like I said, a lot of people sound casual when they want to actually sound polished, or too blunt when they want to sound confident, or too wordy when they simply need to sound clear. And that changes how people see them. So in this video, I'm not going to give you fake corporate English or stiff, unnatural phrases. I have refrained from doing anything like that, okay? I'm going to show you how office English actually sounds when it is done well. This will help you stop sounding ordinary at work, because a small language shift can make you sound far more in control. And that's what we're going to learn today. To sound more in control of our emotions, of our actions, to be that person people can depend on, okay? Simple office phrases that instantly sound more professional coming right up. So there are 4 phrases buckets in this video. First, we'll talk about asking better, okay? How to ask better. Then, update better when you're giving updates. Third, speak better. And fourth, handle better because there are situations to be handled in an office environment. Now let's build part 1. Ask better. This part should make one idea very clear. Professional people do not always ask for more. They just ask better. They sound respectful, calm, and easy to work with. Like I said, a team player. So phrase number 1 coming right up. Rather than saying, explain this, how about you say, could you walk me through this? Repeat after me. Could you walk me through this? Explain this can sound flat. Now, there's nothing fundamentally wrong about saying explain this to me. It's okay, but it sounds flat, okay? Walk me through this, on the other hand, sounds collaborative and it sounds intelligent. It's like you are willing to take somebody on your team. You're willing to work on a problem together. I'll give you examples also for each and every one of these phrases that I'm teaching you. Could you walk me through the numbers once? Okay, next one. Tell me what happened. Could you fill me in on what happened? This is really a good one. Learn it with me. I urge you to repeat each after me, okay? As I tell you, the fresh one, the better one, just repeat after me, okay? It won't take more than 2 seconds. Tell me what happened is okay, okay? But could you fill me in on what happened? This sounds far better. Tell me what happened can sound abrupt or interrogative. It's like you're asking somebody and interrogating them. It's like you're putting them in a spot where they don't want to be. Could you fill me in sounds calmer. It sounds more professional and more collaborative. Could you fill me in on what happened in yesterday's meeting? You see? Now, I may face an argument, people telling me, ma'am, this sounds too much like a call center as if you're working in a call center. No, it doesn't. It's polite. It's collaborative, as I said. It's professional English that you don't have to learn again and again. You just brush it up once in a while and you start to use a few statements that I'm teaching you today. Maybe come back to the video again and see these again. What I'll do is I'll provide you a PDF. Just download that PDF with you. Save it somewhere. Maybe use the link and share it with yourself on WhatsApp. I do that a lot, by the way. I know I keep asking you to do that. It's not something that you do alone. I do it too, okay? So just share it with yourself on WhatsApp. Next one, call me. Could we jump on a quick call? Now, why it works? It sounds like coordination. It doesn't sound like a command. That is why it works. Do this fast. Could you please prioritize this? Or just simply, could you prioritize this? Why it works? Professional English avoids sounding impatient, even when urgency is real. You do not want to sound impatient because an impatient person seems to be out of control of the situation and you do not want to communicate that about yourself. I'll give you an example. Could you prioritize this? We need to close it today. We just say it with a simple smile. Explain this again. Could you go over that once more? See how professional it is. Explain this again can sound a little bit blunt. Could you go over that once more? Sounds softer, it sounds more respectful, and it is easier on the listener. Could you go over that once more? I want to make sure I understood it correctly. See? Okay, now we are starting with part 2. So those were 5 that I had for you in part 1. Now we start with part 2, which is learning to update better. It's late. There's been a slight delay. It's late sounds flat and is a little careless. There's been a slight delay sounds calmer, it sounds more professional, and of course, more in control. There's been a slight delay, but we should have it ready by this afternoon. Next, I forgot. That slipped my mind. So you're giving yourself a little leeway here. Okay, it slipped my mind. Happens to human beings, right? It does, right? I forgot is honest, but it can sound abrupt. Okay, that slipped my mind sounds softer and more polished. That slipped my mind. I'll send it across right away. Next one, I didn't get time. I haven't had a chance to get to it yet. I didn't get time sounds casual and slightly weak. You're not a good manager of time. We do have those negative traits at times. It happens, but I would rather say that do not keep throwing such sentences about yourself to people you work with because they don't know you entirely. They know you from the way you behave. They know you from what you say about yourself. So you want them to believe you and trust you rather than, carelessly mentioning things that are not positive about yourself and then regretting later. I haven't had a chance to get to it yet. Sounds more natural, mature, and work appropriate is more professional, of course. I haven't had a chance to get to it yet, but I'll pick it up this evening. It's done. That's been taken care of. It's done is short, but a little plain. Okay? That's been taken care of sounds more polished and reassuring. That's been taken care of. You don't need to worry about it. I'm doing it now. I'm on it. See, this is even shorter. I'm on it. I'm doing it now is direct, but is very ordinary. It doesn't sound very elegant. I'm on it sounds quicker. It sounds sharper and very natural in office English. Believe me, this is one of the most common ones that I'm teaching you right now. I'm on it. I'll send you the update in a few minutes. We are behind. We're running slightly behind schedule. We are behind sounds blunt and a bit alarming, as if something wrong is happening. We're running slightly behind schedule sounds measured and more professional. It feels like you're in control and you've measured the situation and you can be trusted. We're running slightly behind schedule, but we're working to close the gap. Okay, here's a small quiz question for you. Fill in the blank for this phrase, which is used to tell that the work will be done today. I'll have it done by EOD. Next one, part 3, speaking better. This should be about how to sound more polished when you're giving opinions or you're disagreeing with somebody or suggesting, okay? Or maybe you're responding in meetings. I think, I believe, or I'd say. See, I think is very common, but sometimes it sounds too casual or unsure. In fact, I've seen interviews of Bollywood personalities where I've noticed that they overuse I think. It doesn't come across like you're sure of what you're speaking. It feels like you're cooking things up and making it up. Okay? I believe, or I'd say, sound more thoughtful and they seem more composed. I believe this would be a better direction for the campaign. I'd say we need a little more clarity before moving ahead. Next one is maybe or perhaps. Maybe is not wrong at all, but perhaps sounds more measured and more polished. It instantly gives your sentence a calmer tone. Perhaps is actually a word you should start using. In fact, I taught this word in one of my videos on elegant English, and that video performed very well. Okay, so here's your example sentence. Perhaps we should revisit this once we have all the numbers. I don't agree. I see it a little differently. Why does this one work? I don't agree can sound direct and slightly hard. I see it a little differently keeps the disagreement calm and respectful. Okay, so even when you're disagreeing, you're not talking with your friends. I mean, they may be your friends at work, but they are professional friends, right? So you don't want to sound demanding or commanding. It's not appreciated in an office environment. Okay, I see it a little differently is better. I see it a little differently. I think the client may respond better to a simpler version. I want to thank Odoo for sponsoring this video. We've all dreamt of owning and running a successful business at some point. This is where Odoo comes in. Odoo is an all-in-one management software that provides entrepreneurs a range of applications to simplify the daily management of business. Odoo's e-commerce builder app helps you design your own beautiful online store in no time. You don't need any technical coding skills. Just follow 6 simple steps to set the layout of your store, and your e-commerce store is ready to be customized. Drag and drop blocks, change images, font style, and add animations, add background designs, and more. List your products by adding the name, price, and image. Make it appealing with variants, description, and carousel images. Manage your shipping with ShipRocket and payments with Razorpay, and get more traffic with inbuilt SEO optimizer. Odoo is more than just an e-commerce store. It comes with 45 plus applications that scale your business, automating and reducing redundant tasks. You can get the whole suite for 580 rupees per user per month. If this excites you, don't forget to check the description of this video for the link and get started. Now let's go back to learning speaking better. Listen, if I may add, Listen can sound commanding, especially in a meeting. If I may add, sounds respectful, sounds calm, and very professional. If I may add, we may also want to consider the long-term impact. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't know can sound flat and abrupt. I'm not entirely sure, but sounds more thoughtful and keeps the conversation moving. Okay, I hope you're practicing these with me. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe we discussed something similar last quarter. You don't understand. Now, maybe I didn't explain that clearly. You don't understand can sound harsh and accusatory. Maybe I didn't explain that clearly shows maturity and protects the relationship. And that is exactly why it is important that you learn it today with me. Maybe I didn't explain that clearly. What I mean is that this is only the first draft. The most professional people are not always the loudest in the room, okay? Very often, they're simply the most measured people in the room. Next, we can build handling better. How to handle situations better. Okay, this is part 4. Let's start with the first phrase. That's not my fault. I look into it and see how we can fix it. See, one is defensive, while the other line shows ownership, maturity, and a solution-focused attitude. Calm down. I understand this is frustrating. Let's take it step by step. And this is too lengthy. No, it's not lengthy. The entire sentence makes sense. Repeat after me. I understand this is frustrating. Let's take it step by step. The first line can sound dismissive, while the other validates the emotion. And it gently brings the conversation back under your control. Stop disturbing me. Could we discuss this a little later? I'm in the middle of something time sensitive. The first line sounds rude, while the better line sets a boundary without disrespecting the other person. I don't have time for this. I may not be able to give this the attention it needs right now. The first line sounds careless, while the better line communicates limitation with professionalism and respect. See, my focus is always on maintaining respect. I hope you see that. I have no idea. I don't have the answer immediately, but I can find out and get back to you. Repeat after me. The first line sounds helpless, while the better line shows honesty, competence, and willingness to follow through. So remember, sounding professional is not about using heavy English. In the office, your words can either create pressure or they can create respect. The way you speak shows how you think or how you handle situations and how much control you have over yourself. So the next time you feel irritated, confused, or rushed, pause for 1 second. Don't react. Respond. Because one better sentence can change how people see you. And sometimes, all we need are small changes to our daily habits. No big life upgrades. Don't forget to check out the description of the video. Thank you very much for watching till the end. And I promise to keep bringing such amazing content for you. Please subscribe, share it with somebody you care about, you want to learn with. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.